13 starts now with breaking news.
And we begin with that breaking news tonight. The search for a man police say shot multiple people is now over. They say he shot multiple people across the city of Memphis, with police confirming that one person is dead tonight as a result. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Daniel Wilkerson. This is the rifle. You can see it in your screen there. The rifle that was found at the scene on Hillville Drive in Whitehaven. That's where police say that suspect was taken into custody. We want to break down this shooting spree piece by piece for you. First off, Fox 13 has been told this involved a police chase and a citywide search. That chase, we're told, went into Mississippi for a while and then back into Memphis. Here's what we have confirmed with Memphis Police. They say this all started just after 10 this morning. That's when they responded to the 3700 block of East Shelby Drive in reference to a carjacking. Officers say a blue Nissan was taken from that location. They say at some point, investigators determined that the scene on East Shelby Drive was indeed connected to other recent crimes. They say all involving the same suspect. That person confirmed to have died. That death is tied to the 3000 block of East Shelby Drive. We're told that location is a vape shop. Now keep in mind, that location is just minutes away from the carjacking where the blue Nissan was taken. The next location, the 2000 block of Pilot Drive. We're told this was a church. We're told that someone shot into the church, shot through a window, but no report of injuries at that location. Then the next location, the 3000 block of Commerce Circle. Police say there was a shooting there. They reported that location. There were 3 females, 2 reported as non-critical, 1 reported as critical. We're told a juvenile there sustained a dog bite. Now, the final location is Hillville Drive in Whitehaven. That's where police say that suspect was taken into custody just before 4 this afternoon. Fox 13 anchor Jeremy Pierre was at the scene in Whitehaven earlier this afternoon where police told him they took that man into custody. He has more on the investigation there.
This evening, we got confirmation from the Memphis Police Department that they did arrest the suspect that went on a shooting spree around the city here in this neighborhood, the 1400 block of Winfield Avenue here in Whitehaven. We did get confirmation that this is the place where he initially stopped. Earlier this evening, we saw Memphis police officers surrounding that Nissan Altima parked right in front of that home right there. Earlier, we saw a Memphis police car directly behind it, looking as though they chased the suspect to this area. We saw crime scene investigators take a long gun out of that car, as well as a bag. That right there, that car right there, evidence marker number 1 happened to be on top of it. And them, the officers going inside of that car, taking a long gun and a bag out of it. We also saw Memphis police officers going door to door, going in people's backyard, possibly looking for any evidence the suspect got away with or possibly dropped in their yards. We're working right now to gather more information as to where Memphis police are in this investigation and what charges this suspect will now face. We want you to stay with us all throughout this continuing coverage of this investigation. Stay with us. We're going to continue to keep you updated both on air and online at fox13memphis.com.
That's our anchor, Jeremy Pierre, there. Now, continuing our coverage of this multi-scene, multi-victim crime spree, let's take a deeper dive into what we know about the suspect. Memphis police did not identify him right away, but told us he is 20 years old. Now, investigators telling Fox 13 that this was not his first time in trouble.
The search Sunday was on for a suspect police say shot multiple people at multiple locations. In time, word would come from Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis that a suspect was in custody. Police not identifying him right away, but initially telling us he was 20 years old. Officers say they took the suspect into custody in the 5300 block of Hillville Road in Whitehaven. The time, 3:43 p.m. Officers say they apprehended the man after a brief foot pursuit. Investigators would then spend time combing the area for evidence, going through backyards as they told neighbors at that point it was safe to leave their homes. At the same time, in the front yard of a home on Hellville Road, they concentrated on this gray Nissan Altima.
Of course, that entire area that they have taped off is a crime scene.
We would then see live on television officers taking a long gun from that vehicle. Police did not right away tell Fox 13 the suspect's connection, if any, to that vehicle. But here's what we know about the man in custody. Officers say at the time of the incident, he was out of jail on a $100,000 bond. The prior offenses he was charged with: criminal attempted first-degree murder and criminal attempted especially aggravated robbery. Chief C.J. Davis says it took local, state, and federal law enforcement along with the media to investigate and locate the person responsible.
Now, late this evening, I spoke with Sergeant Lewis Brownlee with the Memphis Police Department. He was doubtful that he could get us the suspect's name before news time, but he did say that the suspect has not yet been charged, but all the dots are connecting. He says before they charge the suspect and get his name out in public, they want to first speak with the woman who was shot, who is right now in critical but stable condition. He says they want to make sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's before filing charges and releasing the suspect's identity. Of course, the minute we get the suspect's name, we'll go to work looking into his criminal history, and we'll have it all for you on air and online at FOX13Memphis.com. Now we want to give you a look at an earlier scene from today's shooting spree. This was the scene earlier at Commerce Circle where police say 2 women were shot. Now at last check, police say one of those women is in critical but stable condition. You can also see someone in the back of a police car in the video. Fox 13 is working to figure out how they are connected to this shooting. Police say a boy was also hurt at the scene, but he was not shot. He was in fact bitten by a dog. Now back to that scene where officers found a man shot this morning. That man sadly did not make it. Fox 13's Lakia Scott joining us live tonight from East Shelby Drive. Lakia, fill us in on what you know about the investigation at that particular location. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Daniel. Well, that person was shot here and pronounced dead on the scene. Police say they believe that this was a robbery. Now, police got to this location right over across the street here. We're looking at that vape shop, which appeared to be the focus of that investigation. They got there at about 10:30 this morning, and that's when they located the male victim. Now, when we were here earlier, that vape shop appeared to be, again, the focus of that investigation. I saw detectives going in and out of the storefront. They had part of the parking lot blocked off as they examined and investigated this scene. Well, I spoke with people who come to this area often, who responded to the news of someone losing their life. To hear that, that something like that happened, people lost their lives today.
Honestly, that's very scary. And for me to be right here, just pulling up, not knowing anything about it, that's like very, very scary. And I'm really sorry to hear that, It makes me scared for myself, my family, It makes me want to just turn around and go home right now.
Now, again, this is the 3800 block of East Shelby Drive near Getwell. And unfortunately, that victim just did not make it out alive. Again, police are saying that they believe that this incident was a robbery. Daniel.
I know I alluded to this earlier. Have you seen anyone who has shown up on the scene who looks to be family of that person who died?
Yeah, Daniel, we did see police earlier walk some people inside of that vape shop. And a few hours ago, or I should say the past few hours, after police closed down and wrapped up that scene, we did see people go inside of the vape shop. Not sure exactly what they were doing. They were probably just examining, looking at the area, observing. Someone who was standing outside that we spoke with, they told us they identified the person on the inside, at least one of them, as the brother of the owner and or the victim. That has not been confirmed. But yeah, there were people. Those lights were at one point on. You can see that they are cut off now. So they actually have left the premises at this point, but we do believe that was family of the owner.
Okay, good
Daniel.
job out there covering that today. That's Lakia Scott for us tonight. Lakia, thanks. Now, after that person was shot and killed on East Shelby Drive, police then say that the suspect made his way to the Church of Eaton on Pilot Drive. Luckily, no one at or near the church was hurt, but police did say the suspect was actively trying to get into the church. Now, according to Memphis police officers, the man fired a shot into the church's window after they refused to let him in. Police say the man was telling church members that he was not an active shooter before firing that shot. Now, most of you were first alerted to this shooting spree by a phone call from the city. A number called notifying you of the shooter. Well, a text was also sent out about the citywide manhunt. This is part of the emergency alert system. And I think that is that call that many of you got. Producers, can we bring that up or no? Well, anyway, the emergency alert system.
Shelby Drive regarding a carjacking. A blue Nissan Maxima was taken during the incident. Through the course of the investigation, it has been determined that this scene and 4 other recent crime scenes possibly involve the same suspect.
Again, that's the call that a lot of you got. Also, a text was also sent out about the citywide manhunt. This is part of the emergency alert system set in place by the city of Memphis. This is the second time this system has been used since it was introduced last year. Now, if you did not get this alert, you can sign up by going to memphisalerts.com. Again, we are following breaking news tonight. The citywide manhunt is over after police captured a suspect they say shot multiple people across the city of Memphis. Police confirming that at least one person, again, has been killed. 2 women were also shot. Now, for more information on this breaking news story, just go to our website, FOX13Memphis.com.